Also on Capitol Hill, bipartisan legislation to repeal the so-called death tax is now making its way through Congress. The bill, introduced in the House of Representatives, calls for the permanent repeal of the death tax. At the end of 2010, an extension to the Bush-era repeal was extended, but is not permanent. Recently, we had a chance to sit down with several members of Congress to learn more about this new legislation and hear their thoughts about getting this unnecessary and burdensome tax repealed.
You know, a giant step forward was made recently as a part of the overall tax package. It improved the situation enormously. In fact, kind of in sync with what some farm groups at least had asked for. That was a huge victory. I would love to say that the day is going to arrive where we eliminate the death tax. I've been on record supporting that approach for a long, long time. But that's going to be awfully hard to do in the Senate, recognizing the current makeup. I just would be surprised if you could get to the 60 votes that are necessary. But having said that, we made steps in the right direction. We need to continue that. That was only for a brief period of time, so we're going to be fighting this battle again.
Well, I'd very much like to get rid of the death tax, and have voted on several occasions to do that. But it's one of those things that just hangs on. So we were able to reach a compromise before Christmas. And right now, there's still a significant effort to go ahead and either make it less restrictive or to get rid of it altogether, which I would very much like to see.
The federal government shouldn't be able to tax people to die and take over their estate, half their property. Their heirs should not have to sell the land to pay the federal government taxes. I don't think that money morally should be taxed or go to the federal government. So the death tax should get the death penalty. And we shouldn't have any death tax. There shouldn't be a cap. There should be no death tax at all. We should encourage people to buy and to hold and to keep the land. I mean, there's only so much land, and I think that people should be able to keep it, especially since much of that land has been held by generations. And the idea that the federal government can come in and take some of it away, I think is wrong.
Well, you know, we work hard and we pay taxes all of our life, and I just don't think it makes sense to tax us again when we die. And so I'm working with Kevin Brady. He's a Republican. I'm a conservative Democrat, and together we're going to be offering up a bipartisan bill to permanently repeal the estate tax. Good gains were made in the compromise back in December. You know, $5 million per individual, $10 million per family, and the highest rate dropped to, what, 35%. But that's still, there's a lot of people that they don't have a lot of money in the bank, but they got a lot of money in their farms. And no one, a lot of these farms have been passed down from generation to generation, and no one should be forced to sell the family farm to pay taxes.